I am beyond excited to begin this book with you. This book is The Radiance Sutras, written by Lauren Roche, PhD. It covers the 112 gateways to the yoga of wonder and delight. It is a translation and commentary that she spent many years on of an ancient scripture known as the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, which is a dialogue between two lovers, the divine feminine and masculine, and in their dialogue they explore 112 pathways to liberation. We're not going to dive into the good stuff quite yet because I wanted to read to you the front and back cover and the foreword written by Shiva, and then next time we can properly start the book. So I thank you for your patience, but we'll give this book its dues and honor it by reading through it very slowly in the order in which it was meant to be read. So, of course, we got to start with the front cover. There's a beautiful quote from Jack Cornfield, author of A Path with Heart. May this wet your whistle. If you love Rumi, which we have been reading Rumi in our live streams too, so my viewers will certainly love Rumi. Havit, the Tao, if you love words dancing out of the mystery, welcome to the Radiance Sutras. These are among the most profound and luminous verses you will ever read. On the back we have some words. The roar of joy that set the worlds in motion is reverberating in your body and the space between all bodies. Beloved, listen. It sounds like a quote from the Radiance Sutras. There's some other wonderful words of praise from five different people here. First, from Judith Orloff, MD, author of The Ecstasy of Surrender. She says, if you are wild and longing for a more profound experience of love, this book is the perfect companion and teacher. If you are afraid to explore the inner reaches of your heart but long for that freedom, you can trust the magnificent journey the Radiant Sutras offers. You will be blessed by this book. It will forever change you in the most positive, surprising ways. Second, from Sally Kempton, author of Meditation for the Love of It and Awakening Shakti. Lauren Roche's poetic renderings of the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra are a gift to anyone who loves the inner world. They arise from the currents of his own meditation, grounded in deep practice. These verses can draw light into your sitting practice and shed wisdom into your days. Keep this book by your bed. Hold its inspiration in your heart and let these verses pulse through your life with the radiance of the tantric revelation. Third, from Margot Anand, author of The Art of Everyday Ecstasy. The most inspiring rendering of the Vijnana Bhairava I have ever encountered. Juicy, hip, intelligent, and the best companion for your daily life. We all need daily reminders to celebrate the boundary where body meets infinity. A quote from the Radiant Sutras. Fourth, from David Gordon White, author of Sinister Yogis and Kiss of the Yogini. Lauren Roche is a tantric troubadour. His engaging and lively version of the Radiant Sutras captures the joy and spontaneity of the original Sanskrit and is a unique window onto the meditative experience. And fifth, by Richard Miller, author of Yoga Nidra, Lauren Roche offers us a translation that should be savored word by word, slowly, deliciously, like the 5-star meal that it is. one that is served with only the finest and rarest wines. His words capture the essential perfume of the indescribable mystery that is our essential nature, which has given birth to each of us. This is a must-have for your reading table and to keep close by. Now with those wonderful words, let's crack open the cover. On the front cover, the little inner flap, we share. The gateways to wonder are delight are flung open wide for all to enter. At once a beautiful love song and an encyclopedia of yogic techniques, the cherished text known as the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra shimmers with new effulgence in Lauren Roche's The Radiance Sutras. Lauren brings us his unique perspective on each of 112 Sanskrit teachings, along with his one-of-a-kind guidance in how to meditate with, embody, and practice them. What he describes as answering the call of the sutras you love. Here is an invitation to experience directly the ecstatic depths of yoga as revealed by the divine partners Shiva and Shakti, through an intimate exploration of the divinity that is permeating your body at this very moment, the alchemical power of Sanskrit, yoga meditation, harmonizing all the elements and levels of your being, the depths of your connection to the energies of life. Taken as a whole, this teaching is startling in its breadth and the huge range of human experience that it encompasses. This is a book to savor one phrase at a time, over a period of days or years or a lifetime. With the Radiance Sutras, yoga and meditation students everywhere can nurture their own relationship with these living wisdom teachings. And on the back cover, a little bit about who's written this book. Here's a picture of Lauren Roche. Lauren Roche, PhD, has practiced and taught meditation for more than 40 years. He has developed an approach he calls instinctive meditation, which works with each person's uniqueness from the inside out. Lauren has written several popular books, including Meditation Made Easy and Meditation Secrets for Women, written with his wife, Camille Maureen. His audio programs include Meditation for Yoga Lovers. So a big thanks to Lauren for writing this wonderful book. Now, let's dive into the pages. This book was a gift to me from my mother a few Christmases ago, since I had asked for Sanskrit scriptures. The Radiance Sutras, 112 gateways to the yoga of wonder and delight. Lift a cup of Soma in praise to Lakshmanju. A round of Soma on my tab to his students Lillian Silburn, Paul Reps, Jai Deva Singh, Alexis Sanderson, and John and Denise Hughes. A case of Amrita to Panini and Company. Ambrosia on tap to Rabindranath Tagore. Bombay Sapphire to Otto Pottlink, Rudolph Roth, and Sir Monier Williams. And a pet anteater to Valmiki. Translating the nectar of wisdom of the wisdom traditions is the work of centuries. Here is the foreword by Shiva Re. In your hands you hold a treasure, the Radiant Sutras. The life work of beloved writer and teacher Lauren Roche is a contemporary interpretation of the timeless universal meditations of the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. the 112 contemplative meditations known as both yuktis and dharanas unfold as a sacred exchange between the divine masculine as Shiva or Bhairava and the divine feminine as Shakti or Bhairavi. This sacred teaching was revered by the great sages of Tantra, including Kshema Raja in the 11th century, through this last century's yoga masters Swami Lakshmanju, the yogini Lalita Devi, and Swami Muktananda. The Vijnana Bhairava Tantra provides a way into the universal realization of divine embodiment that is developed fully within the Tantras. Universal, sensual, very human experiences such as breathing, tasting, seeing, waking up, sleeping, getting angry, and making love become vehicles for realizing your nature. This happens at a deep level of vibration through the living current, Spanda Shakti, the pulsating source of consciousness of the early Trikakrama lineages of Tantra that knew of the quantum wave long before modern physics. When I received the original draft of the Radiance Sutras from Lauren in 2006, I was enthralled by such somatic kinship with his poetic interpretation of the sutras of the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. I was already in love with the Vijnana. When I was 15, I discovered it in Paul Repp's book, Zen Flesh, Zen Bones. Later, I'd encountered it through the translation of my root teacher, Daniel Odier, received from Lalita Devi, a realized yogini from Kashmir. Lauren's offering reignited a flame, and knowing Lauren is like finding a rare soul friend on the path who also shares a great love. Lauren brings to life the revolutionary insights of the early tantras so that they transform the material way we continue to experience our bodies. Despite living in the quantum age of physics, which recognizes our body as vastly composed of space and vibration, Lauren poetically translates the experience of spanda, the creative vibration, as always expanding and contracting, creating feelings, thoughts, or actions, and then dissolving back into space. The 25th yukti from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Attend to the skin as a subtle boundary containing vastness. Enter that pulsing vastness and know there is no other but you. With Lauren's blessing, I have included the Radiance Sutras along with other scholarly translations in Prana Flow teacher trainings to explore the transforming effect of the sutras within the living flow of yoga. I offer lines of the Radiance Sutras as an invocation during the hovering space of a mudra or asana, and as a meditation to end a session. They offer ways of changing stiffness into fluidity, replacing density with shimmering energy, transforming separation into the sacred flow satisfied within. Students memorize lines and other teachers integrate the sutras into their classes. The Radiance Sutras has become part of our living library, because you can imbibe the teachings at any time and feel the reverberations. As you take in the sutra, the wisdom begins to transform you instantaneously. Here's verses 155 to 156 of the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. The breath flows out with the sound sa. The breath flows in with the sound. Thus, thousands of times a day, everyone who breathes is adoring the goddess. Know this and be in great joy. Listen to the ongoing prayer that is breath. Life shall dance in you, a dance of ever-renewing light, delight. In the flow of yoga, breath is the path of realization. In the most contemporary yoga, the bhava, or feeling essence, is substituted with technique. Lauren has a way of expressing the rhythm of the sensory somatic world and how its undulations and song of the body are part of the very flow of consciousness. The simple flow of breath, which for most modern practitioners is trapped under tensions and internal neglect, transforms into the most intimate connection to the sublime source. The 154th verse from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Be conscious of this unconscious prayer of your breath, for she is the most holy place of pilgrimage. She wishes for you to enter this temple, where each breath is adoration of the infinite for the incarnate form. The Radiance Sutras is the culmination of 40 plus years of devotion to this sacred text, as well as Lauren Roche's life experience as a beloved meditation teacher and master writer-poet. Lauren has brought the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra alive for a wide audience in a way similar to how Coleman Barks revived the poetry of the great Sufi teacher Jalaluddin Rumi. These poetic interpretations have brought the vibratory wisdom of the Tantras to the most neglected places within Western embodiment, as Lauren breathes a rhythm and life to language through his own realization. He has opened a doorway into the tantric realization of the Divya Deha, the divine body, the shimmering flow of embodied consciousness, manifesting as Shakti and returning to the infinite potency as Shiva. It is with great celebration that this edition, complete with Sanskrit Devanagari script, transliteration and pronunciation, goes out into the world. The Radiant Sutras are spreading across the world. Beloved musicians Dave Stringer, Donna DeLore, Denise Kaufman, and Steve Gold composed to these poetic truths. Lauren, with his beautiful wife Camille, have been dedicated to this text with their life, and you can feel that in their care. The 69th Yukti from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Meditate on the self as being vast as the sky, a body of energy extending forever in all directions. The 14th Yukti from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Your heart sees by its own light. In meditation, adore the subtle fire. The light that you see by is the light that comes from inside. May we all awaken to the inner light of the heart, the ripple effect that has immeasurable blessings and benefits to us all. May this sacred resonance attune us all to the living sublime current, as the Vijnana Bhairava so eloquently invokes through Lauren. The 148th verse from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Being transformed by even one of these practices, fullness of experience develops breath by breath. One day the desire of the self for the great self is consummated. Be prepared, for you will not be the same person you were before you began reading. One of these sutras is enough to change a life. Shiva Re, Malibu, California, August 2014. And that is the end of the foreword, as well as the front and back cover. Thank you very much for listening. I hope this has sparked your curiosity into what this ancient scripture and modern translation have to offer. Next time we'll begin the prelude. So I hope to see you there. If that sparked any curiosities, as I said, you are welcome to share them with me here in the comments. Namaste.